go over topic 10.4, shall we? You're going to need your notes and your pencil. Our job today is to add integers. Remember, integers means positive and negative numbers. And you have to understand integer rules. We'll be going over this for days and days and days. So it's topic 10.4, where we're going to use Roman numeral 4, right, adding integers. And the most important rule that you need to know is that you're not allowed to have two signs next to each other if the signs are two pluses, two minuses, or a plus and a minus. You can have a plus and a multiplication or a minus and a division, but we'll get into that later. So you cannot have two signs if the signs are pluses and or minuses next to each other. Like this, 6 plus parentheses minus, so we have a plus and a minus. We don't like it. That's why mathematicians put the parentheses there, try to buffer it out. It's unnecessary parentheses because this freaks them out. Oh no, ah! So that's why they put it in there. So you need to understand the most important rule. You cannot have a plus and a minus, or a plus and a plus, or a minus and a minus next to each other. It's no bueno. Okay. So our step one when we have a problem like this is to get rid of the parentheses because it's unnecessary. And then we need to choose one middle sign. Well, how do we choose? We've talked about this before. We're going to use our middle sign rules. If your two signs in the middle are both a positive, plus, plus, then you're going to keep it as a positive. If they're both a negative, they're going to become positive. If they don't match, if one's a positive, one's a negative, it's a negative or a minus, means the same thing. One's a minus, one's a plus, then it becomes a minus, okay? So if the signs match, then you're going to be adding the problems, or it'll be a positive problem. If the signs don't match, they'll become negative or minusing, okay? So we have 6 plus parentheses, negative 8, so we got rid of our parentheses. And we looked, and we have a plus and a minus, so our signs don't match. So that means we need to turn it into a minus. 6 minus 8. That's our first step. The next thing we need to do, step number 2, is on a number line, you're going to start at the first number. Our first number is a 6, so I drew a number line and I start at the 6. And then we need to decide which way we're going to move on the number line. That's step 3. If the problem is adding, then you're going to move to the right because the numbers get bigger. If the problem is subtraction, you're going to move to the left because the numbers get smaller. So here we have 6 minus 8. I'm starting at my 6 and I'm going to minus 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's a negative 2. Another way to think about it is money. Remember we talked about that? You have $6, but then you spent $8. How much is in your bank account? Negative $2. That's before you get the bank charges. So it's negative 2. We're going to try it again. Let's try another problem. 5 minus negative 3. Okay, let's try that one. First thing we do is we get rid of our parentheses. We have 2 minuses. We can't have those next to each other. According to our chart, 2 minuses means add. So we take them away. We make it an add. 5 plus 3. And how much is 5 plus 3? It's an 8. Now you might be asking yourself, why do I have 5 minus a negative 3, could that be positive 8? This actually says 5 take away 3 negatives. So I took them away, I took away all these negatives, and when I take them away they become positives, okay? And we'll get more into that in our next video. We're going to learn some tricks of how to deal with this. So let's try one more. Negative 3 plus a negative 2. I can have this one because it's off to the side. But these two are right next to each other. So a plus and a minus, according to my chart, plus and minus means minus. So negative 3, take away 2. I start on my number line at negative 3. I'm going to subtract 2. Subtraction is to the left. Negative 4, negative 5. Another way of saying is I borrowed $3 from my mom. And I borrowed $2 more from my mom. How much did I borrow? I borrowed $5. That's a negative. Borrowing is a negative. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.